Bienvenidos a un nuevo video en el canal de Genshin Impact, donde pues seguiremos buscando a las personas que perdieron, que perdieron la visión, vaya, por, por X razón, pues. Pero pues, ni modo, perdieron el espíritu luchador. Convertir. Vamos a buscar a esta persona. Los chiquititos. Pues aquí no está. ¿Será?
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong,
Grabando
but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have
entendible.
gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place...
Hey there! Did something
Qué
happen?
pedo. Metiche no llevar.
I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No, you got it so wrong. We just came here to,
Disciples?
Yep.
Yes.
We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art, but then we got here and overheard you.
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't... Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that
Vamos.
we're on high alert.
Entendible.
Haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not... I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My Sensei's
Okay.
name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a... He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art.
No, yo no
His
voy a
fervor
intentar alcanzarlo,
then.
pero
Not long ago,
fue poseído por
Sensei had
el
his
chamo,
vision
güey.
taken away.
He
He hasn't been the
dejó de
same
ser el
since.
mismo.
He says the
Ah,
strangest things. Oh, Junya and I have discussed
perdió la
it,
visión, güey.
and we both... But if I'm honest,
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Naru... Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. So don't worry, Nanako. The exorcism will take place this evening.
So, losing...
Sonidos. Todas. Es donde. Listo.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei just now, when Nanako was attending to him. She heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken. And it looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the ritual has now begun.
Exorcismo. Ya, gracias.
All we can do is
Dame
patiently
noche,
await the
espera.
result. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes...
Ok, supongo que ese maestro es.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? We won't let them get away with it.
Ah, bueno, pues.
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up?
Joder,
Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted!
maldito desconocido.
How did you... Are you sure you're Domon's disciple? Unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones, and what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you...
His senior?
Anzai? Yes, that's me.
Porque
Because I
pobre.
don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever. When we were
¿Qué pedo?
young, we
No,
trained
porque estaba
under
ahí.
the same sword master. Studying, I had begun training
Suena
5 years
muy,
before him, and
muy
everyone
humano
looked
ese,
up to
ese
me as a
pedo.
steady and dependable older disciple.
Estaba ahí, pero no quería ver.
Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Suiart seek to achieve stillness of
Estaba ahí,
mind,
al
free
lado,
from
en la casa de Domo,
agitation.
pero realmente no
The
quería saber
majority of
nada de él,
disciples are indifferent to rank and
ni,
reward.
ni de sus
I was
discípulos.
no exception. But
Bien
Domon
raro
was
ese asunto.
different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei
Pero
and
no
ask
voy a
him,
estar
with a
ahí.
beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the
Los
world.
tardecita
Sensei
ya es.
scolded him.
No es tarde, pero
The art
ya
of
es en
the
la noche
sword,
ahorita.
I thought so
De
too
cuando
at the
estoy grabando
time.
esto.
But Domon began making swift. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world.
Sure
Okay.
sounds like he meant business.
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately, that match used up every last ounce of it. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true.
Okay.
Then, to my complete astonishment, so you see, I came here not to cause him any... Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we got it wrong. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with...
Bueno. Eso aquí, entonces. Y nadie lo toma.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I'm sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having... But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, and all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago.
Lady Yai? Is that the same lady?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's
correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant... I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sense...
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely... I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the...
Okay.
Who would have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No, That's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we...
Mucho
Sure.
gusto.
After all, everyone
Ver
seems
todo
pretty
parece
excited
muy
about Lady
entusiasmado
Yai.
por la señorita
I'm
ya de
curious to
noche
meet
también
her
tengo
too.
curiosidad por
Who
conocer.
knows? Maybe we'll be able.
Vamos a averiguar qué cosas. Veamos. Amigo, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde toma? Queda muy lejos. ¿Algún Así se van a hacer las cosas. Oh, a ver, ando resfriado también. Madre mía. Es- Esto sí. Eh, Nomás puedo decir que he encontrado unos. Jajajaja. Eh, unos. Y después, unos. Uy. Ah, ok. Percibe tu momento. Y sirve explorar. Muy aparte. El único pet que le veo que tiene Genshin es de que tienes que hacer tantas misiones para poder hacer otra misión. No hacer otras misiones, pero sí de que llegar a tal nivel de rango. O sea, ya hacer esta misión tienes que llegar a rango 4, algo así. Y que conste que cuando de... puta, sí, sí me equivoqué, no. Compa desbloquear ese lugar, pero no es compa que te llegue. Me equivoqué, una disculpa. Ah, ok, acá. Eso por aquí sí la pega. Ay, así, porque luego es una chompa. Tirador. Está bonito. A ver, y después, ¿dónde? ¿Veis? Aquí.
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just
La
me? Or
Yanico.
did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing.
Keep away. I gave up the art of the sword. Please.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession. This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter...
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any...
Then did...
Yes. This is a change. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be
Stripped of his
Chiquito,
ambition? But Lady
chiquitito.
Ai, even without his ambition,
your school practices make you stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple?
Lady I'm not.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut
Entonces,
down only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best. When that ambition disappeared, he became.
ok,
Poor sensei.
I'm sorry, Father.
That's enough.
Huh?
hasta.
Isn't that Onsai? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Pues eso nomás.
Ansai, why are there two of you? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I know.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambition, now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the.
But what if one day the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the I can't know whether I will suffer. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before
Nanako's far from the only one.
Necesitan un héroe,
Actually,
un ídolo que enseñe.
You see? You can play. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, you are not in the same position that I was. When I left,
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still. But as your sensei, I shall commit to impart. This is my promise. And I humbly.
you can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. Well, don't just stand there.
Ok. Muchas gracias, señorita Yael.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciple.
Traveler, a moment, please.
So,
Ojo.
my intuition, the wind that blows from afar, for us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
Ok. ¿Es necesario todo que caminaste?
I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Ai seems to have. She seems super mysterious. Paimon. We can come back to it another.
Poquito chiquititos. Poquito chiquititos.
Ayaka, guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh?
Ah, cierto. Quería buscar las profesiones de las misiones. Agradecido de Pokémon. Ella es.
Traveler, Paimon.
Avisato.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you. Yeah, short of, Ayaka. Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost. Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different.
Aceptable.
Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions.
Hay destinos peores que la muerte.
Perhaps in the
Justamente
eyes
como
of
el
a
Mortal
deity
Kombat.
such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, you will? Really?
Sí, sí, sí,
Naturally.
sí, cómo no.
All right, bravo, my lady.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature.
Ok. No me ven a llevarte a la casa de té como es.
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot? This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss. Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right? Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please. Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base. In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you...
Ok. Supongo que sí. ¿Qué
The
tipo de Dios?
almighty Shogun. I've seen her on, but only she inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well... The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, after all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. More because of this, the attitude of most people towards the... How can they be like that? Nevertheless,
No
in
es
addition
como que
to
sea
us,
importante, vaya.
there is also the resistance. Resistance? You mean like an army? Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together to say a little more about Sangonomiya. Historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami, but I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance. Of course, we have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives, they invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
Ok.
Paimon has a question though.
¿Cuánto 2 más 2?
What would you like to know? Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree? To be honest, we do not. What? Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to... So what... Well, for the
Ah,
moment, all we can do is... For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge... You're telling Paimon that there are people out... Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions... Darn! So they... Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would... By no means do we intend to... When you are ready,
Sí, cómo no.
go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop.
Ok. Estos chiquititos. Estos chiquititos. Bueno, aquí voy a dejar el video. En el próximo video seguiremos con la misión. Así que gracias por verlo y nos vemos hasta la próxima. Chao.